What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of SSDD. That's
My boy, that's also same shit, different day.
yes, sir. I'm your co-host, Patty Daddy,
I'm
and
your host, Sacramento Garcia.
today we're talking about an interesting subject, or at least for us nerds. We're talking about school.
Before we do get into the topic, if you guys want to reach out to us, you could always reach out to us on Twitter at SSDD Podcast and Instagram at SSDD_pod. Um, but yeah, school. Important in everyone's life. Everyone goes through it one way or another if they want to leave it or they want to go all the way to a PhD, right? I myself have only gone up all the way to college, but I did not graduate from college. I just went for 1 year. So don't think of me as a smart person.
I still think you're smart.
Well, thank you. I think you're smart too, Patrick.
I got into all the colleges I applied to.
Did you really?
Yeah,
No
fact,
cap.
no cap. I was top 10% of my class.
Damn. I see. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't a smart guy. My parent teacher conferences was that he needs to stop talking so much in class and disrupt it.
Maybe that's good that we're talking.
Right? Yeah, I think it's a good way to vent out the talk.
Yeah, they would always put talkative on all my
Yes, on all my reports as well.
To anybody.
I mean, yeah, even teachers. I would even talk to teachers as well. Like I'd get along with, yeah, how's your taxes this year, Jeremy? But let's start off with elementary. That's something that you know where we basically start off in school.
That's where it all begins.
I mean, of course, you can go all the way back to kindergarten and pre-K, but I don't really remember any of that stuff. The only thing I remember from pre-K is my mom dropping me off at school, and then I was like, "What do I do here?" And then I went to see the little library nook part. I just found a book and buried my head into it and just started crying. Like, this is it. They don't love me. They leave me here
immediately.
No, I am not a smart kid. I'm like, no one's gonna see me crying in this book. That was my thinking. But someone did see him. His name, I do remember his name was like Tyler or something like that. And he was like my only friend at that school. But in elementary, I bounced around a lot of schools. I went to at least 5 different elementaries. So
I think me too.
Really?
Me too. Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Not because like I moved. It was sort of in the same area, but it was just because my dad was like, "Oh, new school." And I think we moved like twice, I guess, in school.
Mm-hmm. Was it easy for you to adjust?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I think that's why we are good at meeting new people and just putting ourselves out there, because we were forced in those situations as kids, you know. I mean, we didn't do it voluntarily. They decided to kind of make those decisions for us. But in elementary, you know, mostly I was just playing tetherball. I was into a lot of movies, you know. I don't even know what movies were out there, but I think I was just watching like Spirit, you know, that horse movie.
Spirit.
I wasn't a horse, you know, kid, but I did enjoy horses.
Talking about Spirit, I watched Spirit. It's unpopular opinion. Spirit is mid. I liked it. It was good.
Damn. I think we just lost all of our followers.
Spirit is good. I feel like people hype it up too.
I think it's just because it's a nostalgic movie. You know, I think it's people who's resonated to them when they were kids and they defend it. Anywho, one of the moves that I did from elementary was I moved state lines. I moved from California to Utah, so that was a big change, and I guess just environment, because California was nice. That's where I had a lot of cousins, and then I moved over here. Not over here. I moved to Utah, and it was like freezing snow, and it was just like I hated it.
I missed your cousin.
I don't know about that, you know, because I had some cousins there, and one of my best cousins was in Utah, so you know it was good to have that relationship with him as well. But
it just moved. Well,
what about you? What about you with elementary?
elementary. Let's see. Mm, I just elementary. We didn't do well. Oh, when I would move to like the uppity, like when I, because like I mentioned before, like I moved a lot of schools,
Hmm.
but like the uppity ones, the science classes were my favorite because we do like experiments and stuff. It was like one of the first
I thought that
times
was middle school.
when I was in elementary, we were doing that. Miss Coleman,
Oh
shout
yeah,
out.
no, we did do experiments in elementary. See, this is how you can tell I'm not the smart one.
It was just so fun. I really liked science when I was in elementary because it was so cool because you can see things happen like right before your eyes, like the volcano. That's basic. And then like one time it was like hot AF outside, and we made like little foil ovens and made s'mores
Oh really?
outside. I don't know what science that was, but we literally could have just left the stuff outside. It would have melted. But we did it out of foil after that. We made it a whole little arts and craft thing. Oh, and in one of my schools, I we had a class pet. I never got to take it home, but other people did. I think it just
Ooh, we had a snake as a class pet.
what the
Yeah, it was
heck?
like a corn snake.
Or it
No,
just stayed in the class.
I don't think my mom would ever let me bring a snake home.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Did you so speaking of elementary, was there any like crushes you had in elementary
Oh
at
my
that
gosh.
age?
Uh, let me go a little backstory. Give you a little backstory for this one because I didn't have a crush on her until um I had a dream about her. But like it's because okay,
Interesting.
look. So we used to have school dances in elementary,
Yeah, same here.
and it was I like dancing, so
Okay.
I would go to the school dance, and everybody I'd be the center.
You were the hype man.
No, I'm the man.
You were him.
Him. And they would like crowd around me, watch me dance. But this girl, her name was Cassidy, and she could dance.
Mm,
Like she could break dance. I thought I could break dance until I met Cassidy, and
bruh.
Cassidy could freaking dance, bro. And then so Cassidy, she we had a like a dance contest in one of the dances, and Cassidy she did this like breakdance move where you're like upside down, and she made like a little floor with her legs upside down.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
I was second place. I was very
Yeah,
short.
I
I was
think
second
that was
place.
the killer move.
Yeah, and then she told me about it the next day. She was like, "Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I won. I can teach you if you want. If you want." I was
Ooh.
like, "Okay," but I think the day after, like, I didn't like her. Like, she had a fat forehead. Like, her forehead was long. Like, I don't know. But uh, the next day I had a dream that
Yeah.
we had kissed,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, I like Cassidy. It's in my dream. I'm dreaming about her. Like, I don't
Oh
know.
damn.
Tell myself like, oh, I'm dreaming of her. I must like her. Blah 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 blah. And then
'Cause I'm dreaming
uh,
of you tonight till tomorrow. I'll be holding you tight. All right, okay, I can't go that high. Damn, Cassidy. Yeah, that's not for
No, no, no.
Cassidy.
That was not for Cassidy. I just love Selena. Shout out, Selena.
So did you ever tell her that you had a crush on her?
Hey,
No,
that was
nothing about that dream. She never heard about it.
after that.
Oh damn!
It didn't last that long.
Did you like give her like your desserts and things like
It's for me. I was a little kid.
Oh man, I think that there's this one girl I had a crush on in elementary. Her name was Alex, and her last name was Garcia. And like that's like my head. I'm like, we already got the last name. Yeah, we were destined to be together. And I didn't know that her best friend actually had feelings for me. And so like it was awesome.
Elementary.
It's elementary, bro. And my cousin was in the same elementary.
She said she had feelings for you. That kills me.
That's what she told me straight up, that she had feelings for me. And it was funny is that she thought I was going out with my cousin, because me and her would always be hanging out. We'd get dropped off. We'd go get picked up in the same car, and we just knew each other and we were cool with each other. So we'd always be hanging out. And I'm like, hell no. Well, I said, ew, no, that's my cousin.
This ain't Alabama.
And this was in California. Yeah, I was in elementary in California, not Alabama at all. But no, I never told her how I felt either as well.
Dang, she knows now. Shout out.
I don't even know, man. I just remember it was Alex Garcia. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? This is Running Crush. So Jake, I used to, my very first quote unquote girlfriend was in 5th grade.
What?
Yeah, because okay, so this is how it happened. I made up this imaginary girlfriend. Her name was Dora. She didn't exist.
Laura?
Yeah, she didn't exist. But but I was like, she goes to a different school. You guys don't know her. She goes to a different school.
No way you're that guy. You made up a fake girlfriend?
But it was really my crush from the other school that I used to. I told you I went to a lot of schools, but it was really my crush name from the other school. But I made her my girlfriend in the story.
Wow.
Dang, I was a little liar. Gosh,
you were a pimp.
I feel like I can't lie. I try my best not to lie. I avoid the truth, but
you're a politician is what you are.
Not to lie. But yeah. So yeah, and I was literally telling the story to my friends as this girl of like there was these two girls that were friends, and one of them came up to me. I didn't like her. She was freaking annoying, and she was like, Danielle likes you. And I was like, okay. And after I just got done telling them about Dora, who doesn't exist, goes to a different school, you wouldn't know her. She did go to a different school.
She was real. That was, it was a real person, but she just never knew. She just didn't know she was your girlfriend.
She didn't know that.
Yeah, she didn't know that.
Shout out Dora.
How long was your relationship with Dora?
Oh, I didn't go that far in the lie. I was just like, yeah, she's going to a different school. Oh man, Pat's real cool. He's a girlfriend. But
did you get into any, I guess, like fights in elementary?
Dance battles, yeah.
Just a dance battle with what's her name?
Oh no, I got into that one. I got into a lot of dance battles. I forgot this kid's name, but he was like my nemesis. I don't know if you could have that.
I think no. I mean, honestly, I had a nemesis as well. Like, I don't like that guy. He's my villain arc.
And then, like, literally at the same school, it was a school when I went in spring, and it was like 5th grade. So it was like the last elementary school that I went to, and his name, I don't know why I want to say like Waka or something like with a W, but it didn't like that's not making sense right now. My memory's not helping me. But him, so that's literally like the playground is where everything went down. So we had a dance battle, and he would like flick me off in the dance battle.
Really?
That's why everybody.
Just because
I did not do that. I did not do those things.
You were a child of God.
Child of God. Amen, brother. But yeah, and then when literally the day that I was talking about where her best friend came up and she was like, Danielle likes you. And I was like, oh, tell Danielle come over here and tell me herself.
Damn.
No, but I was nervous inside because I literally just told them, they're like, oh, this man's two-timing. She watches two-timing, and then she was like, ugh. And then she went and she was like you can see her talking to them, like over there, blushing and stuff, and then she like they come back together and she was like, tell him, and then I was like, so you want to be my girlfriend or whatever? No, what did we say? We'd be like, you want to go out? Even though we can't go anywhere, we're literally
going anywhere. When you do go out, it's like nowhere.
And then, like, we just held hands or whatever. And my nemesis, I don't know his name. Let's call him W because I don't know.
We don't want to call him a walking W. No. Let's call him L.
No,
walking L.
Because I feel like his name started with a W, but I can't think of it.
Walter.
Walter?
A man named Walter was your nemesis?
Why does that sound right?
Because that's the only W name I know.
Let's call him Walter then. Shout out Walking W.
We'll call him Walter.
Yeah, Walter. Shout out Walter. No shout
No,
out.
shut up. He's your nemesis.
He was like jealous that I had Danielle as my girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's all I remember. But he would try to.
Maybe he had feelings for her.
She
Yeah.
was,
Must have. There's no other reason why.
she wasn't the hottest girl in school.
But to Walter, maybe she was. You know, you can never know about that. You never asked him.
I never broke up with her.
Oh my God, you dog.
That reminds me because literally, I saw her. I found her on Facebook one day. I wasn't looking. She was like came up somehow, and then I was like, "Oh," I messaged her. I was like, "This is gonna sound weird and funny, but you're my fifth grade girlfriend, and we never broke up. I just need some closure."
She just needs some closure.
She just said like, "LOL, okay," or something. I don't remember, but I just thought it was like I remember it being awkward when I was like, "Oh yeah, we can't." Yeah, I cheated on you or whatever.
Well, besides relationships and everything like that, anything about teachers? Me myself, no middle school teachers resonate with me.
My teachers loved me because I was smart, even though I was talkative.
Well,
Like
I'm just like, do you know like any like does any teacher, stand out to you from
I
elementary?
don't really have no standoutish teachers. I mean, one that come to mind is my first grade teacher, maybe, but she didn't stand out for good reason. She just was like she taught all my siblings before me, and
Mhm.
then yeah.
What was your favorite I guess class? What's your favorite class? Math and science.
Science more because we did like the experiments and stuff, and you could see like stuff change colors and made it like seem like magic and unreal. And
Did you ever
you like that stuff?
what's it called, the book thing, the book fair? Did you ever have a book fair?
Oh, book fair.
Right, book fairs in elementary were the shit,
It
bro.
was, and I remember like I wouldn't get like allowance, but like whenever I cut like my uncle's grass or whatever,
Mhm.
I missed spots and my dad would have to go back and do it. He'd still give me like $20, and I'm like, sweet, and I'd save my money. And I remember like this kid needed money for his book or whatever he was buying, and he never paid me back until like one of the last days that I was there. It was third grade. I remember he paid me back. I left it at my desk.
Yeah.
And I came back and it was gone. Like my money was gone. Yeah, I don't remember. We never got to the bottom of
Little
that.
thieves at that age, kids are very
But he
mischievous.
paid me back and literally to the penny, and I was like, oh, sweet.
I should have been like, I'm charging interest.
I started. In school, I was low key a loan shark.
What the hell?
Yeah, not in elementary. That's like that was probably like my first little taste right there. But
And then you got addicted.
I'm a saver. And I just walked around with it on me. Don't rob me.
I mean, thank God they don't know what you look like. So.
Yeah. No, like I don't anymore. I don't care.
But other than that, elementary, as other things that resonate is I used to have flag duty. I used to go out there and take down the flag. There was also the hall monitors. I was a hall monitor once. I was I did. Did you ever do cafeteria work?
No.
We had cafeteria work.
Just with my own food.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like kids could pour out the food to other kids. And the good thing about it is that if you did sign up for it, you would get to eat your lunch first. So you would have your food, and then you'd go and serve the other kids.
What the heck? No, we didn't do all that fancy smashy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of teaches the kid responsibility. That's what I enjoyed.
It reminds me of like staff aides and like, but that was like more in like high school. I never had a staff aide. I had other electives in high school.
I mean, that was it. I mean, elementary is always a little taste, but of course, going to middle school, one of the biggest things that was funny is that how you kind of have orientation for the beginning of seventh graders, kind of to get. I don't know if you had orientation. Did you for seventh grade?
Oh, not for well, I went in. No, I didn't have orientation, but I went in sixth grade. Our middle school had sixth, seventh, and eighth.
Oh, okay. So in Utah, it started in seventh grade, and then went to eighth and ninth grade. And that was Utah's middle school. Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
They did change it recently, because what was I going to say? Ninth grade ended up going, I think, to high school.
Yeah.
and then they went to
6.
6,
That's more
7,
of
and
like
8.
what I'm used to because at least at the middle school that I went to at 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I went yeah, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah. So in my 7th grade year was speaking of my middle school, and they brought us into the auditorium to kind of talk to us. You're becoming more of an adult, things like that, more responsibilities. And at the end they said, "Do you guys have any questions?" And one kid raised up his hand, and I'll tell you about him later, but he became a good friend of mine named Irving, and he asked, "When do we have recess?"
No.
And everyone was laughing. And the principal looked at him. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, when's recess? When can we go out and play?" He's like, "You don't have recess here."
No more recess. That's the saddest thing
Yeah.
going to middle school.
And I think they shouldn't take that. I mean, that should go into life, man. They should do it at jobs. Like, you have a break to go out and just,
Yeah, but
you have a 30-minute lunch and that's it, and back to work.
I think the only reason why recess happens in elementary school is because the teachers with the same students all day, so they need their 30 minute. So that's when
Kids
the
do need a
kids,
break from learning at that age
yeah.
because
But
short
but
attention span.
but I feel like the majority of the reason why school was structured like that is so the teachers they were literally at work, they can get their break. But it doubles. It's a double. It's a win-win.
But
Like
yeah,
they get
there's still chaperoning out there as well.
mhm,
So there's that.
have a really off the
But
clock.
at middle school, I got into woodworking. Did you ever do woodworking?
Mm-mm,
Uh,
not in middle school either.
really? I made a clipboard. I made a birdhouse.
In middle school, you made a clipboard?
Yeah. I gave it to my dad. He never used it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
He kind of kept it more to kind of look at it. And
Like
I'm
my
like, that
sis,
defeats the purpose. I see you working all day with paperwork and things like that.
was it smooth enough for your dad?
Yeah, right. I did that like for his like birthday or Christmas present. I think I made it, and it was like a good finish. I put some hard because my dad's a carpenter. I'm like, I can't give him a shitty clipboard. I got to give
Mm,
him
the
the
best
best
of
of
the
the
best.
best, sir. Uh,
Whoa.
calm down there. Calm down. Scoot away. But and then I started getting more into soccer, sports.
Mm,
I was good at volleyball. Did you ever play volleyball?
yeah, no, I played badminton in middle school.
Damn.
You never heard with the
You're the whitest
little
black
short
man I've ever met.
I really like badminton. Badminton was so fun because it's like volleyball, but you use a little cute little
Yeah,
racket.
that's what I'm saying. Like volleyball, I think it's because we had a huge Polynesian influence in our school, and volleyball was really big in middle school. And bro, like if you've ever played, I don't think you have, but Polynesians are like really good at volleyball. They're tall. They're like they spike the ball hard, bro.
Yeah.
It sounds like a freaking rocket comes out of their hand. I swear, but I was never good enough to get on the volleyball team because there was a lot of those players. But I really enjoy. I think I'm a pretty good volleyball player. I think like I'm a good setter, and keeping the ball alive. I think I can dive for a ball pretty good. That's
Good.
what she said. But did you do besides badminton? Did you do any other sports in middle school?
Really like badminton. Shout out badminton. But no, I thought I could do good in the soccer's, pero no bueno.
No,
My feet is my, ¿cómo se dice feet en español?
uncoordinated.
No bueno. And like I had a lot of Hispanic friends, and they were trying to get me into it, but I just sucked. I thought I was good. I sucked.
I thought I was good
And
too, but no, I was too chunky at that age,
it,
so I was always putting goalie.
oh no. You already blocked half the goals.
That's exactly what they would say, Patrick.
I'm so sorry. I just resurfaced bad blood.
PTSD.
Just shove it back down. Just shove it back
Shove
down.
it back down. Shove it. But but speaking of shoving things back down, that was peak bully middle school. Middle school kids are ruthless, man.
Oh,
They're the worst. I think that's where like a lot of bullying does come from is in middle school.
I'm I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, were you not bullied in middle school?
Not really. We were like, I was also in middle school. I did the news for
Oh, we had news as well.
Yeah, yeah, I did, and we were like a TV news, like like the teacher will pull out the
Kind of like
TV
Spider Man.
and put us on the news, and we were called Cub News Network because our mascot was the Cub. So we were still CNN, and then I was the anchor.
So did you? Because we moved a lot in elementary. Did you move a lot in middle school, or was it the same
Okay,
middle
yeah.
school?
So elementary, move crazy,
Yeah.
but from middle to high school, I stayed pretty. No, that's it. Like I stayed
Yeah,
same.
because my middle school was the same middle school. Yeah.
Yeah. So from middle to high school, all through high school, I lived with my mom, and we stayed pretty stable. Like I stayed in A Leaf. So
So you at this point you had good friends that you would hang out with and all
yeah,
that.
like I grew up with, like I finally had like friends that I could take to high school, and then like I lost some friends from middle to high school because there
It
was a lot of
happens.
high school.
It starts as a big click and then it like
Uh,
kind of digresses and it's like
yeah,
you
but
get the group of really good friends, you know.
yeah, I was more of a table hopper. I never really like
You
stayed.
whore.
Yeah, well, it's because like I never really had like a set group of friends. Uh, I just liked talking to people.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was like that too as well. I kind of talk to everyone, you know.
Well, not a tot. But yeah. Oh, like I was mentioning in middle school, I did the news, and I
Hmm.
would do this thing that my teacher thought was so, I don't know, she really thought it was the coolest thing, and I would like point my finger because I would do the first part, like all the basic news, and then the principal, he would also do the news,
Hmm.
like for everything else, like parents come out for this, blah blah, whatever.
Oh
Tell
yeah.
your parents to do this or whatever.
Hmm.
And I'd do this thing like the whole time I'm talking, I'd raise one eyebrow and lower the other, and I would talk like
But you
that.
were made for this shit.
And I was like, and then they were, and then my teacher, like I did it one time, like messing around. I say, and now to Mr. Lewis for more announcements because I was our school uh, principal. His name was Mr. Lewis. Shout out Mr. Lewis. And then I point my fingers like guns and literally point where he was sitting in the room,
uh,
but and then they'll cut it right after that. And she was like, "No, no, no, keep that. We're doing that." Like I was just doing it to show her how I was gonna do it, and she's like, "No, you're doing that in real when we go live." And I was like,
yeah.
"Okay, okay." And
Nice.
then we started doing that, and then people in the hallways. I guess it wasn't really bullying because my teacher told me to do it, and then but they'd be like, "Announce to Mr. Lewis for more
They're
announcements."
just jealous, buddy. They're just jealous.
I'm
They're
like,
just yeah.
"You're not."
Yeah. But ours was called Mustang TV. We were the Mustangs. That's not that, I swear, I'm not a horse kid, man. It's just a coincidence.
Spirit. Shout out Spirit.
That's
We're
a
not
coincidence.
as
I didn't even think about that until
clearly.
now.
We gotta keep talking about you.
Oh my god! But yeah, we had Mustang TV, and I always thought it was cool because you know they were on there and everyone was looking at them like I wanted to be there. I never got into it because they were too cool.
We're too
They were
cool.
like cool and all that.
I think the only reason I got into it is because I took video production when I was in
Middle
middle
school.
school, and
So that was like one of the hobbies you got into was in media
yeah, I
production.
really liked it. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was real cool.
I mean, yeah, no, I liked a lot. Like I said, woodworking was one of the things I got into working with my hands. What other curriculum classes? I took drums. I learned to play the drums.
You're cool.
Yeah, it was actually a lot
I
of
never
fun.
learned instrument like fully. When I was in school, I learned how to play "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on the piano. Like
Really?
not in school. I learned it from my cousin outside of school. This is the episode about school, Patrick.
Did you take any cooking classes?
No.
Oh, I took
No,
a. I
are
took
we
like
still in? We in
this
middle
is
school?
middle school. This is
Yeah.
middle school.
No.
Yeah.
What the heck? No. We
Well,
had.
you know, we had cooking classes, and I made like food all the time. My my friend, he decided to put some illegal substances in the cookies that he made one
In
time
middle school?
in middle school, bro, and he fucking ate them.
Shut up! I
You
don't
know,
even.
my middle school was crazy, bro. Yeah.
No weed in middle school.
Well, apparently Utah was pretty much into it. Yeah.
Like I remember like riding in the car like with my dad, and then I'd be like, "Dang, something stinks!"
It was
Right?
like skunk.
Yes, and then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, somebody must have ran over a skunk." And then now thinking back,
And that's what got to me. I'm like, if he baked cookies in that freaking school, like that would have stunk up the whole entire classroom, and the teachers didn't say anything. But
Did
I
he
don't know
like
what happened.
tweet or he just
I don't know, bro. He just said he was like bragging about it. He's like he just came from cooking class, and he's like got something. He might have just been capping, to be honest.
did?
Thinking like actually thinking about it, he must have been.
Cool. Yeah. See, when you think back,
Yeah,
see, Dad, you're a liar. And then whatever that guy's name, you're a liar.
yeah. But oh man, what was some other stuff that I would do? Oh, the first time I ever sloughed was. Oh, you don't know what that means. That's it. Yes, this was funny because when I moved from California to Utah, I heard the word slough, which is I'm like, what is that? We're gonna go get slushies or something, but it actually means skipping class. You're
Oh,
sloughing.
I've never sloughed. I've never skipped class.
You never skip. So I'll tell you the one time I did skip class was on the last day of school. You know when it doesn't even fucking matter that you're not there. Yeah, and so to me, it was exciting because it was the first time I ever went, and this was like my good group of friends, and we'd always play basketball. And when we were leaving, I was like all giddy, and we were going, and one of our friends tripped on the road, and he fucked up his ankle, and so he kind of was like limping all the way over to our friend's house, which was like, bro, like 2 miles away. Like we
Hey,
walked all of that. But to be honest, it was like nothing because I was having a lot of fun. It was like literally 10 o'clock in the morning. Like school just started. We went to go get some food at McDonald's, and like we were just enjoying our time. We went over to his house. We were playing NBA. To I don't know which K it was.
it
To,
had
to
to be okay.
it had to be 2K. I don't know. I don't play the NBA games. And then we played basketball outside, and then before school was over, we came back. And to me, bro, it was like the craziest thing, best experience,
Hard
skipping
to
school.
get back in like without people seeing you APs and stuff.
Bro,
Like
we fucking cool, bro.
it's a group of kids. I'd noticed.
We down, bro.
Uniforms?
No,
Oh, that's
no.
probably
I mean,
maybe.
I went in elementary. I did go to a private school, and they did have uniforms, but ever since then, I was just public schools. Yeah.
I went to a public school and we had uniforms. So like
Oh, bleh.
that's to prevent dangerous acts.
That's how you. I don't know how you didn't get bullied.
Oh, I mean, I did. I feel like I don't think I just don't take it as bullying. I guess because I would also wear like shorts
Mm-hmm.
in school,
I wore
and this
shorts a lot.
this you just reminded me. Maybe I was bullied. Gosh darn it. But I would wear long socks. I love my tube
You wore
socks.
shorts and socks.
Yeah, and people would be like, "Why do you have your socks pulled up so much?" And uh, oh, you just reminded me of another thing. Well, I did, but why do you pull your socks up so much? I was like, because I like how it looks. Like it's
Yeah.
me who's gonna wear it at the end of the day. But then people would always, but I was still swaggy, you know.
Mhm.
And then what I just remembered was from middle to high school, my mom cut my hair. So
So
that's
how long
probably
was
the
it?
only I know. Well, my hair is long now, but
Mhm.
that's part of the reason because I don't like because I have PTSD from my
You,
mom.
have
I
you
get
never been to a barber?
when I was living with my dad, yes, but from middle to high school, I was living with my mom, and I've never been to a barber because she was my barber,
Mm.
and she
My
would
brother's
mess
messed
up
up.
my head.
My brothers messed up my hair one time, bro, and I just hated it. That they were just like messing with me one time because they tried to give me a lineup, and or I think it was my dad. My dad messed up. He tried to give me a lineup, and I'm like, bro, it was like credit card swipes all day, and I was just like, I hate this. Like, I told them, you guys are never cutting my hair again. Like, hell no.
No, I remember because my mom she only knew one hairstyle, chili bowl.
That's
So it'd
yeah,
be
bro. What was with them
it,
just trying to make that?
it'd just be hair on top, no hair on the sides. The opposite of like all the men with bald white men, with the receding hairline. It's the opposite. So it's like compensation. I don't know, but that was the only hairstyle she knew. I was like, can you just do like straight all the way? Like just hit my whole head with the no. She did that a couple times.
Oh
I
man.
get less bullied
Did
for that
you
time.
so like for school pictures, like would you
Yeah.
show up with those haircuts?
I burned all those photos. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I think for photos, like whenever there was like a picture thing, I was like, no, chili bowl, just flat, just like
Mhm.
hit it flat, like. And then she's like, okay.
So, did you have any crushes in middle school then, or did you
I'm in middle
keep
school.
making up fake girlfriends?
Yeah. So after the real quote, yeah, air quote, real one happened, we never broke up. um, in sixth grade, there was this girl, uh, Alyssa. She was my crush, and I would tell my
Mm.
my best friend his name. You remind me of Moises. His name is Moises, and he was my best friend
My
in sixth
brother's name
grade.
is Moisa.
Like he was probably my best friend, and I would tell him, and he'd be like, "Hey, bro, who do you like?" And I'd be like, "Alyssa," and then literally the next day we were in my second period, Miss Osborne's class. She was my English teacher,
Yeah.
and Alyssa sat across from me, and she wrote on a piece of paper, "Do you like me?" And I was
What?
circle one, like yes or no, and I was like, yeah. And then after that, she's like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" And then circle one, and I was like, yes.
No.
So she asked me out. Like, I'm a girlfriend.
Damn. You got the girls asking you out. Damn. That's funny. Well, was she like, how long was that relationship?
I don't know, but I remember I was so excited and I wanted to tell my mom. Little did I know, my mom's the worst person to tell about something like that. It's like, Junior, what are you
She got
doing?
defensive over you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then she's like, I want to meet her, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's the right thing to do. I don't know
This is
why I
this
thought
is
like
why you gotta. I mean, you said that you were living with your mom, so unfortunately, you weren't able to go talk to your dad. But I think in those moments, having the dad to kind of
I
like
would have
guide
told
you, I
her.
think
I would have told
he would have been you, dog. Okay, so here, what you do now? You gonna put your hand around her, right? Real nice and close.
But damn, I'm already suave. I don't need you. Yeah. Yeah. And then like, I don't know what happened, but like, and in middle school, okay, I did get bullied in middle school. It's coming
There you
back
go.
now.
Now he's coming out with the
Yeah,
truth.
because the haircut, the socks, and my mom.
Mine was weight. It was just weight. They would just bully me because of my weight.
Can't really. Well, you could, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, I was like, because from elementary to middle school is when I gained some weight. Because in elementary, I was playing a lot of soccer, like in club soccer in California, but I didn't have any club soccer in Utah. So I kind of just like didn't do anything. And it wasn't until like ninth grade is when I started getting back into it, soccer and all that, and started losing some weight. But yeah, no, middle school kids, they're always assholes.
they are. Actually, it's all
They
coming
poke
back.
at your insecurities.
Yeah, and my mom. That's the third thing that was really. So my
Oh,
mom was
you
the
saying your
source.
mom was a bully?
No, my mom. She was the source of a lot of my bullying. My haircut. That was because of her.
Or
Um,
the root of why you were getting bullied?
yeah, and
Okay.
she would come to my yo, she hey, yo. Why'd you look at me like that? She would go to my school lunch
Uh-huh.
and be like, Junior, we're gonna have lunch together.
Shut up,
And the only table that
bruh.
we could eat at was outside the lunchroom, which was I was pretty happy about. But every student comes in and out of that hallway,
They saw
so
you
they would
eating
see
with
me
your.
eating with my mom, and they'd be like, "Oh, are you on a date?" And I'd be like stuff like that, and I'd be like, "Oh, shut up!" But sometimes she'll bring food from outside, so I'd be like, "I'm collecting."
So yeah, you would be at a crossroads right there.
No, no, it was for the most part, it was very embarrassing, but I love my mom, I guess. So, and
Bro,
then
that's embarrassing,
the
bro.
teachers is what made it worse. They'd be like, I wish my mom would come and do. I was like, no, you do not.
Bro,
You
that's
do not wish your mom would come eat lunch with you when you were in middle school and all the other kids.
maybe if elementary, that's like a good thing to do,
Yeah,
but middle school, no. Like
but
that's
she
just.
didn't get to do all that because I didn't live with her when I was in elementary. I mostly lived with my dad.
Mhm.
But then middle school, she was like, I gotta pay it. I gotta catch up for lost time or whatever. So she would, and I would be like,
I would have died if that was me, dog.
And then when my crush, when my actual girlfriend, I'd be like, "Oh, Mom, that's my girlfriend. That's why she turns red every time she walks by, or whatever." And then that's when my mom got involved in the relationship. She was like, "Oh, she's doing." She was like, "Hi, I'm Patrick's mother." She would introduce herself and yada yada. But that was probably something that was like super weird. That's probably.
Do you think that's why you guys broke up?
I think I was like, I just want to tell my mom like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend anymore, just so I won't have to hear her talking about you all the time. You know what I mean? But we were chill after
Mhm.
that. And when people asked, they were like I definitely broke up with her, but I was like, yeah, I've been thinking like my mom's too involved in this relationship. I don't like,
Mhm.
I don't know exact words, but it was along the lines of that. And she was like, yeah, I agree. And I was like, you want to just be friends? And she was like, yeah, let's go
Yeah.
back to that because we were cool. We were cool friends. Like
Mhm.
laugh together and all that. But yeah, like, but then she was like when people would ask, like, oh my gosh, who broke up with who? I'd be like, oh yeah, she broke my heart. She's a heartbreaker.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't want her to get. I didn't get like who broke up with who made sense. It didn't make sense to me back then. But
Right. Just kids, you know.
it's just kids being like, "Oh, you got dumped." I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." I just didn't want that to happen to her. I was like, because I would see it in the other quote unquote relationships in middle school. So I'd be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it dirty like that." So I was like, "Yeah, it was me. She dumped me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to lunches though, were you ever in did you ever see a food fight at middle school?
In middle school, no.
There was one food fight that was pretty famous because it got so out of control that, the staff was pretty mad. And so from there on out, we had assigned seating at lunch, bro. Like when you got your food, you sat down at the table. And then when you finished your food, you had to take your tray and leave. You can't just hang around the cafeteria. And then once like they stopped doing it again, like of course kids are gonna do it again. And so they did, and there was another food fight. And it was just like it was just shitty time because you had to stand in line. It was assigned seating. You couldn't sit with your friends or things if you wanted. I
Yeah.
never partook in the food fighting.
Me neither.
We just got everyone got in trouble. So it was kind of annoying having to like be there
Yes,
like that.
I agree. You know, I know we're not on high school yet, but one of the
I mean,
most
we can go into high school. Honestly, that's it. That's all middle school.
food fight. You reminded me of the food fight. Like there was one of a big food fight that happened. Uh, was in high school, and I was in ROTC in high school.
Hmm.
So we had a designated day where we would wear our formal,
Uniforms. Yeah,
yeah, like our formal
I've seen
wear.
you guys in high school. Yeah.
Stop. I was in
Yeah, y'all
ROTC.
thought you were so hard because they.
I liked it, honestly. I liked wearing it made me feel good
Yeah.
because I like dressing up like that, like for church and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed wearing my and then especially with my ranks and stuff. But yeah, I remember it was like teriyaki chicken and rice day.
That sounds like a great day.
It was
Why
good.
would they throw
No, I
that?
love teriyaki chicken and rice
I
day
love teriyaki
because we
chicken.
also
Yeah.
had orange chicken day too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's freaking good. Like, why would they waste that? But somebody, like, the lights went out or something, and they were like, "Hmm, let's use this opportunity to throw food," and they did. And I remember the girl I was crushing on at the time. I was eating with her and like
Mhm.
her friends, and she like I was like, "What's going on?" Everybody was like going under the table, and then she pulled me underneath the table with her. I was like,
Oh damn!
before I got before I got under there, she like I got hit in the back with rice, like hot rice. And I was going underneath the table like, ah. But then I was like, oh gosh, but this is romantic.
Ah, hey.
Oh hey, I didn't just get burned. And then I remember because lights came back on. They were like, "Oh yeah, yeah!" They was yelling and stuff, and then I felt bad for the custodians, so I started
That's why,
like,
yeah, I always feel bad for the custodians.
yeah, and I started picking up trays and throwing it and going around with the trash, like because they rolled, and I was cleaning up the tables.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of it, I was just like, "That's messed up," and I didn't know that this was gonna come, but they gave me recognition for doing that.
No way.
Like I went to my ROTC class because
Yeah.
that was one of my electives, and they were like they played back the cameras to try to find out who started the food fight, blah blah blah, blah because we were on lockdown after that. Or it's sort of like your situation,
Hmm.
not assigned seats because we were like in high school or whatever. I don't know how to. I just know it
Yeah.
was like they were like stricter, like the security, the police or whatever were
Hmm.
there all the time. But back to that, they were trying to figure out who started it, and they were like, hey, they brought it to the attention of the ROTC instructor. They were like, "Hey, we saw one of these students dressed in the ROTC helping out like a lot, and we just wanted to see if we can give him recognition or something." And they're
Hmm.
like, "Can you like, do you know who this is?" And they're like, "That's Patterson." And then and then from there, like the next day at class, like for my ROTC class, they're like, "We just want to bring Patterson up." Patterson come up here. I didn't know what was happening.
You thought you were in trouble?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and then they were like, we just want to say, we really need people like him in the world in this unit or whatever. TX947. But that was our unit or whatever. And then it was like because we all heard about the food fight yesterday, blah blah blah, and we recognized Patrick in the video when they were trying to find out who did it, who started it, and yeah, we just want to recognize him. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, they clapped and stuff, and then and he was like, "All right, go sit back down." I was like, "I don't get anything."
I just got the recognition.
No little ribbon or something. Yeah,
Just brownie points, man. Just brownie points.
And he was like, "No, go sit back down." And then we did our normal like class, and it just felt good, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it is good, it's nice to do the little things and get noticed for it.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to get a little pin or something
Yeah,
like good
yeah,
service or good citizenship or good
yeah,
Samaritan.
yeah.
But yeah, as long as the recognition is there,
It felt
that
lit.
does count. It does feel
I
good.
was like, and like it made me feel even more better because like I didn't do it to get the recognition. I
Hmm.
genuinely felt bad for them, and I was like scooping the rice off the stuff. And I was like, oh, teriyaki day of all days, and I was just like, everybody else like scrammed,
Yeah.
like the cafeteria got empty fast, but the mess stayed, and I was like,
Hmm.
nah, I ain't even got to go like to my class yet, so like I'm just gonna help.
Hmm. Besides J Rock, did you do anything else?
Um, yeah, so my elective. Oh, I was an avid. That was my
You were an
other
avid kid.
elective.
My
Yeah,
wife, yeah, she was an avid as well.
3 inch binders, baby.
I don't know. You guys,
Ooh,
yeah, you
I
guys
was
can do it.
avid in middle school too. It just rolled over to that.
Mhm. Yeah, she was in middle school. So I mean, I never said about it in the relationships or anything, but in middle school is when I met my wife. I mean, she wasn't my wife in middle school, but I never got with her. She
That was his friend.
she thought I was, yeah, we were just friends.
You were
She
like,
had a crush on me that I didn't find out until we were actually together, like
that's silly too.
past high school. We didn't get together until like I graduated high school. But in middle school, she did have a crush on me. I had a crush on her, but I was too much.
Of a,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was a wimp.
yeah,
I was a little bitch.
and you were probably like,
I mean, but I also don't regret it because we had a lot of good times together. We played a lot of video games together. We had a lot of fun, and she was a good friend during that time, and I was a good friend to her, and that kind of built up later in our relationship because we also saw each other in high school as well.
it's a beautiful story.
But going back to high school, curriculums and things. I was into digital media and graphic design. I made stickers and I was making animation in high school.
You're freaking cool.
That, oh, bro, it was the best because people knew I was making stickers and they wanted me to do shit for them. So I was kind of like hustling like that.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was hard to make stickers like at that point because I had to make layers and people wanted extravagant shit, and I was like, nah, like you just get black and white stickers.
Oh, yeah,
They're like $5 because I learned how to make shirts. I learned how to make hats, stickers, animation, like a whole. I had to make my end of the year project is that we had to make a 2-minute video, and I decided to make a lightsaber video. Two guys, lightsaber and things like that. And so I think I got an A. I got an A on my project. It took me a long time. It was really fun. I love doing stuff like that. And then I was still into cooking classes. I was still taking cooking classes. I don't know. I just like cooking. It's fun. What? Why are you giving me that look?
That's cute.
What do you mean? I like to cook. Cooking is nice, you know. Cooking for yourself is fulfilling to me.
Literally.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that people cook my meals, but I think for the rest of my life, I at least want to be cooking meals for myself. It's very humbling.
Hmm.
It really brings you intact
I
with
can
your food.
cook cereal, sandwiches, maruchan. I can cook it all.
Yeah, that's
Frozen
pretty good,
pizza.
man. Frozen pizza, man, it's
That's
amazing.
one of the meals I would go home and eat. Maruchan, for sure. Totino's pizza rolls. You
I
know
swear,
how, yeah.
you're so funny, man. But what were you said you were taking what classes again?
Oh, so my third elective. So I was in ROTC, Avid, and what was my third elective? Oh, I was just taking like electives that you need, like
Mhm.
communication, health. I was taking like a lot of things like that. I wanted to take dance. My mom wouldn't let me. She said it's gay. And then
Like she straight up said it was gay.
no, but she
Or she's
implied,
like, did she say that's for girls or
yeah,
whatever?
she said you're a boy junior, and I was like, I know, but
But I want to dance, mama. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
yeah, let me fly. And then that's a good movie. But
It's not Step Brothers, but okay.
wait, no, what is that? It's Will
The other
Ferrell.
guys.
Oh,
It is Will. You got it. It is Will Ferrell, but it's Mark Wahlberg who actually says it in the other guys. He says, "I'm a peacock, Captain. You gotta let me fly."
dang, I'm so close yet.
You had the right character. You were thinking of the right character. And we ain't gonna cut it because when we talk about movies, this is gonna show you movie experience. um, but yes, continue with your classes that you were taking.
Oh yeah, just comments, health, things that you needed. I was in AP classes
Did you ever
too.
take financial literacy?
No,
Bro, we had financial literacy and it was only a half a semester. But yet that was the most important class I think anyone should have taken because they talked about taxes, they talked about bills, they talked about rent, home mortgages and things like that. And it was only half a semester. I'm thinking about it like now, like
comments too. That was half a semester, not half a semester. Well, yeah, half like
mhm.
the year.
And I'm just like, bro, like this is the things that's after high school that is gonna help us as adults.
We
But
did mock interviews and communication applications,
really,
and I feel like that's something we really needed to like focus on in school.
mhm.
Getting a job, like where do you think these people are gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's where our education does fail us a little bit in
Health
public
too.
health. Yeah,
We
like what the
don't
hell?
have um.
My health teacher just put baby sounds on the speaker to kind of deter us. He's like, "This is if this is what you guys want, like this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna take care of a kid,
So nice.
right?" And I'm just like, "Bro, just teach us. Like, come on."
It's just how to like teach us about. I remember the drug lesson.
There.
No, yeah, oh yeah, they did there. But I remember the drug lesson, and I remember people not having jobs, and I was like, I'm never doing drugs. And
Oh,
we would
bro, the
always do
car.
like Red Ribbon Week and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, never do drugs, say no to drugs type stuff. I was always like the most spirited in that.
And what about driver's ed? Did you ever like?
Oh, they didn't have that in my.
You never had, but I mean, it's high school. You never took driver's ed in high school.
I took. I literally ROTC was like one of those things that I stayed in
Oh, it
all
took up
4
so
years.
much of your
Yeah.
time.
No, not time really, like and like it was just like an elective. We only got 3 electives
Uh-huh.
with the other classes, and I was in AP classes in high school and pre-AP and AP, not in full AP. But
Oh wow, that's a
yes,
solid 8.
thanks, man. And then so I went. I did and Avid was an elective class too, so
Mhm.
I only had one other option. So I took like stuff that I needed to take, like you needed an art credit to graduate.
Language credit.
Yeah, yeah, language credit. I took Spanish. I took
Everyone
it,
always takes.
and yeah. So I took 3 years. I did 3 years in Spanish. My last year was pre-AP Spanish, but pero yo
Pero no hablas nada de
no
español.
hablo español. Muy poquito
I
español.
took Spanish, and my teacher knew I spoke Spanish. And there was this one dance girl. Her name was Jasmine, and she also spoke pretty good Spanish. And so she kind of just used us as the example whenever she wanted to. Bro, but let me tell you this. There was at one point that she wanted us to dance to Mexican music, like bachata and things like that. And she thought I could dance. And I'm like, to a point, I understood the dance, but I wasn't a good dancer. And then she was in dance class, and so she expected her. And bro, she was one of the girls at high school. You know, she was a pretty girl, and everyone knew her, and no one really knew me, bro. And so I went up there and danced in front with her in front of the whole class, bro. I never was like, I was sweating, bro. Like, I was so nervous because, like, not just because of her, but because they were gonna look at me and like, this kid doesn't know how to dance.
Oh, like a double whammy. You're
But
like,
it was like so awkward, man. It
and
was
then
like,
you were literally sweating because of how high she was. How
bro,
nervous you were.
it was an embarrassing moment. I wasn't gonna lie, but one of the things that I was doing at that time as I was trying out for this is kind of like I guess not like a woe is me story or a sad story, but I was playing a lot of soccer, and I had a good friend who was motivating me to play on the team. And so I had to make weight. So I got into it, playing a lot. I didn't make the first year, 10th grade. I tried out again the next year. And I worked out my ass off that summer, lost a lot of weight, came back 11th grade, a different man, ready to go again. And the funny thing is, a lot of people were telling me from the team, like, oh, bro, you're going to make it this year easy. Like, they were giving me, I felt like really confident. And I made it like really close to the end, and I got cut. Bro, like, it fucking devastated me, like, in high school. Like, to me, like, that was something that I was working so hard continuously. Like, even over the summer, I dedicated my whole entire summer to
Just
being better.
take
And
it to next year.
when he cut me, I was like, okay, is there something else I can do? And he's like, yeah, you can kind of be like our ball boy, the water boy, and things like that.
No.
And I was like, like, I don't know, like, I guess because I wanted to learn. I
And
wanted
he
to
said
teach.
he put you as goalie because you weren't big no more.
Damn, bro. Kick me while I'm down, won't you?
I was trying to light the mood. Get it video. What was me?
It's okay, but no, it was. I said, like, I wanted to keep learning, even because in my head I'm like, it's still 12th grade. I still got one more year. I put myself showing them how much, yeah. And so I decided to do that, and then once that tryout was over, I got my bag. I was waiting for my car. And my friend came, and he looked at me like, "Did you make it? Did you make it?" And I'm like, "No, bro." And I just started crying, bro. And a couple of my friends came around me like, "Oh, fuck, fuck Opie." I'll call it straight his name, Coach Opie. I fucking hated him, bro, because he didn't know shit about it, the game and things like that. And a lot of my friends were mad at him in that year because the people who did make it to the team, they either quit, and there was a spot there that like, I was showing that every single practice and tryout that I was there on time and ready to go. And I had that.
What qualification did he say that you missed?
He never said. He just said that I didn't make it. He never had any excuse.
He just hated you.
I think he just, no, what it was is that he had a lot of favoritism. He knew players and how they played, and like I said, he didn't know the game, so he just saw players that were really good and just put them on the team, but they would never make it to practice on time. They would not keep up with their grades, and whenever they would play, they wouldn't play as a team. And it sucks to him because and the thing is, yeah, the girls soccer team, they did recognize that I did have passion for the game, and I was no. The teacher I was good friends with, and she was the coach, right? And so she let me assist coaching the team that year to get them into shape and things like that. And what was really nice is, at this point, there was this app where, like, everyone at school can, like, if you post something, people can ask you questions and anonymously, and you can answer to them. And I posted it one year to see what people thought of me, and a whole bunch of girls were saying that, oh, you were the best coach out there. You helped me a lot. You were a really good coach on helping me with my dribbling and things like that. And that's what made me realize that fuck Opie, he doesn't know shit about soccer.
He should have coached the whole
He
team.
should have coached them motherfuckers. Don't put me as the ball boy. Like get the doctors like Pep Guardiola, you know. But it sucked, you know, being in high school, and that was like my first time really like feeling failure, you know, trying out like for 2 years strong. And the sucky thing is when I did move, like my senior year, my parents decided to move here in Texas, which was like really like shitty. Like my senior year, you decided to move to I did, and I didn't make it again. And yeah, it was like this is his fucking cousin. But to be honest, I made it to the last 5 in here in Texas.
Okay.
So to me, it showed me that I still was improving. But I had like this since I didn't really have any other friends, I kind of just got really into it. You know, just played a lot, you know, kind of, you know, just was really into the sport and got more into the sport myself. Played club outside of school because I still wanted to play, and you know, I played good. You know, people kept inviting me, but oh, and going back to high school in Utah, since I didn't make it 11th grade, I decided to join track and field, and so I played track. I didn't play. I did track and field that year, and it was exhausting, but I made some good friends on the team, you know, and it was a lot of fun. There was this, you know how as boys in high school, we kind of would have crushes on some teachers.
Oh yeah, Mr. Student. She was the volleyball teacher.
Our volleyball teacher as well. She was like, my wife even said the same thing too, bro. She's like, that's a fine ass teacher. Like
volleyball coach, not teacher. She was my English teacher, but she was the volleyball coach.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it didn't hurt that when I was in track and field that she was there too, teaching us how to long jump and everything. I'd be like, "Go ahead, coach, show me how to do it."
How do you do that squat? Show me.
I need to see that again, coach. How was that form?
gotta get. Maybe I'm
close look. I need some.
maybe.
Yeah, help me out here.
Maybe another thing when my mom finally let me start doing more like after school activities, I joined the step team.
The step team? What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's the step team.
Like the movie Step Up, like a breakdance team.
No, step team. It's like I couldn't be in dance, so I joined the step team. The step team, they did like shows, competitions. I don't know how to describe the step team to you without saying the step team. It's like
it was just a dance group, is what you're saying.
In a way, where you make beats and sounds and patterns and stuff with your hands and stomping your feet.
Oh, I mean, thinking about it.
The art.
Yeah, and then I was thinking about it too. Crump was a big thing. My cousin in California was into crumping, and I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty good at it. Yeah. Like he could throw it down. He's a big man, but he could throw it down.
It's the same thing as crumping, but it's like crumping, and like there's a lot of dance moves that you can do in it. But like for the most part, you're stomping your feet, you're clapping your hands, and you're doing it real
rhythmically. Yeah.
You practice your rhythm, you learn your rhythm, you find out you got rhythm, and then like we would do like shows and stuff, and we would do strolls and stuff. It's like what they do in college, like with the Kappas and the Sigmas and the that. But like, it was a club, a community service club, but we'll go out and do community service.
Yeah.
But we also do step shows and stuff like that, and give like we give back to the community. And we also do that because that's what, our community is what sponsors like our competitions and our shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll do shows and they go crazy. We'll do pep rallies too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pep rallies were always the thing in high school. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think it was always fun. Spirit Week was always a fun thing to do during school. Going to games. Did you ever go to like football games or basketball games?
Oh, let me do stuff like that.
We had football games at our place in Utah, and it was pretty. I guess popular, but we sucked. We never were any good. We always thought we were good, but we
We
never
were hit
were
or miss. We were hit or miss.
really.
Yeah, high
Um,
school.
but no, there was things like that. Yeah, man, they kind of add to the ambiance of the high school, story. Football games, prom, and things like that. Um, let's go into prom. How was your prom during high school?
Oh, prom.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is the thing. Prom is a whole story, low key, because so prom,
we can cut it up and
yeah.
talk about it at a different part of whatever
Yeah,
topics.
but
Give me the short
I'll
version.
try my best. Really sure. Prom, the day of prom was the day of my birthday.
No way.
I ran for prom king,
No shit.
and I won prom king.
No way. Yeah, nice.
I snuck out. Prom was on a Friday, so I didn't sneak out technically, but it was my 18th birthday,
Mhm.
so I didn't have to sneak out. I was turning 18, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm an adult. My mom can't tell me nothing, blah blah blah, because she was pretty strict. So I was like nervous about it.
Strict parents make sneaky kids.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be sneaky though. Like I love my mom, and I want her to know that like I want to do the best, but I want to do the best for myself too.
You also want to have some fun.
Yeah, and like I want to have fun. Yeah, like work hard, play hard. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so prom, the
You
day of
snuck out.
no, a little backstory real quick.
Mhm.
Um, my step coach, the
He'll
guy
he's
who
teaching you
showed
how
us
to
how
step.
to like step, and like he would take us to all the trips and stuff. Like he was real cool with me, and like he met my mom. He knows how she is. I was like, he bought my ticket, and he bought my date's ticket. No, he didn't buy my date's ticket. My friend's mom bought my date's ticket.
Hmm.
He bought my ticket and my suit. I still have that suit. Um,
Nice.
it's a good suit, and he bought my
I
shoes.
rented mine.
He bought everything for me, and he was like, and I was like, dang, like you dropped like $300. At the time, it was like a lot of
Damn.
money for me.
Yeah, that's
Like
a lot of money for a high school
it's
kid.
like, and then he was like, "It's all right, kid." He was like, he was real hood. He was like,
Hmm.
"It's all right, kid." Shout out Coach Miller.
Shout out Coach
Hey,
Miller.
he know it. Squad. And then that's what he was saying.
Squad.
Squad. Shout out Coach Miller. He bought it, and then the thing that would stick with me forever. He was like, I was like you should spend so much money on me, and like you're not my dad, or nothing. You're not like kin to me. And he was like,
You're not my dad.
he was like, don't worry about it, little bro. Just make sure you pass it on to the next one. You do the same thing when you get up
Yeah.
there. And I was like, all right,
Double it and pass it on.
I'm gonna give it to the next person. And and then like that was a real like he was so real for that. And then to win prom king on top of that, I was just
Yeah.
feeling like
$100.
and then like the same my friend's mom, like the same mom that like she bought my dates ticket. Um they also helped me like organize like my proposal and everything. And like it was real cool and real sweet. And I got that was the first time I got a haircut by a barber. And this
Nice.
man, well, like besides before when I was a kid, but like since my mom, like from middle school to high school, this guy he did me so good. Like I was
He
looking,
lined you up nice. Yeah.
and it was, and I was like, oh, like because one of my friends in Spanish class, he recommended him to me and gave me his number and address and stuff. And then he said, and I was like, how much does he charge? Because I was like, I ain't got money. Because I was like trying to help out the people who were buying me all this stuff. Like I felt bad, like I
Yeah.
couldn't help nobody, but they were all helping me. And then he said, it's all right, $20 is good. And
Okay.
it was like
It was worth 50.
it was $50 quality. Like he
Damn.
had me looking good. I felt good. I'm like I it wasn't so how did you say it? But it's like um I I don't know. Something with his haircut. Something with his hair. I don't know. I felt good in the haircut. But
You should reach out to us and tell me what song Patrick's thinking about.
no. Yeah, like I was feeling good, and then boom, 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 and then it was like late at prom, like and like after my haircut, I took a shower at my friend's house, which was near my house.
Mhm.
felt like I felt like that was so weird. Like I was so close to getting caught or whatever.
Right.
And like, cause to wash the hair off, so I could put my suit on, and then like, and her stepdad at the time, he gave me like some good cologne, and he let me keep it. Like everybody was being so nice. It was also my
Nice.
birthday, so maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
maybe it was your birthday luck and
Yeah,
all
like
that.
yeah, I don't know, but that was good day. I don't know, maybe best day ever. Like,
It's the
but then
best day
the day after,
ever.
that's why I said like my prom story is a crazy story because I did not go home that night because she didn't.
I think we should save that. Yeah, we can go into detail for sure. Um, I went to prom twice, which is funny. I went because my prom was
Home.
here in Texas, where I graduated my high school.
Mhm.
And I went by myself. Well,
Like,
technically not. I went with my friend who, because I was working at the time, and I met her through. I was working through Abercrombie and Fitch, and I met her through there. And I'm like, hey, where do you go to school? And she's like, oh, I go to Springwoods. I'm like, I go to Springwoods. Like, I've never seen you there. And so one day she's like, "Oh yeah, I go to this math class. Just meet me there, and we'll hang out." And we did, and then it turns out I became really good friends with her boyfriend at the time, and I went to prom with them, and
you were a third wheel.
I was the third wheel, but I was like, I didn't have much friends because I told you that was my senior year,
Yeah, yeah,
so I was just trying to make friends with whoever.
gotcha.
And so I went to Men's Warehouse. I rented an all black tux, kind of like, that black Air Force energy. I decided to go all black tux and everything. It was real nice. I look good. I told you I was working out a lot, so I was like really fit. Um, which was funny is that here in Texas is that they have an after prom thing because they don't want kids going out there, doing crazy things. So they invite kids to go, and they invited us to this arcade, and they lock you in there from I think midnight to 6 a.m., bro. And so I think like 5 a.m. So we were just there at the arcade the whole entire night after prom, and we just went home after. I thought I made it in with this girl, and I thought she liked me too. But then after school, at school, she kind of ghosted me. Like she didn't even know me. Like prom was just nothing, and that's
Okay, it
fine.
was a
It's
tux. You were too good.
it's fine because in my life I had better things. My wife was there,
Period.
and the thing is, so moving on to the second prom, I didn't ask her. She asked me.
We just got it like
We just, boy.
that.
And the funny thing, she's like, let's go play some soccer at the park. And I've been telling her I wanted to play with her for like the longest time. And so, not that way, but and so she said, finally, let's go to the park and let's play. I took my ball and I was out in the field already, kind of juggling. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my ball from the car as well." I'm like, "Oh, you got a ball? That's nice." And so she goes. I'm juggling the ball, focused on it, and then she kicks the ball over there, and I'm like, "Oh, nice! This one's a good one." And so I started juggling that, and then she's like, "Did you not read it?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Did you not read it?" And then I grab the ball and I look at her, and she's got balloons and a poster, and then I look down at the ball, and it says prom question mark, and I'm like, no way, I didn't even notice. And then of course I said yes. It was
That's so cute though, bro.
it was really nice. I enjoyed it, and I didn't think I could ask her because it wasn't my prom. I the fact that she did ask me, I was like, that's really nice. And so
She
I went.
wants you.
And bro, she told me since middle school that she wanted me, and I never made a move. And then
Oh,
yeah.
wait. So that was not. This was before or after she ever made a move on you.
What do you mean?
She made the first move technically with the
She
prom thing,
did make the first move on me, yes.
and then you still didn't get it.
Well, I mean, I when I came back from Texas and I came back to Utah, she was still in high school. I just graduated, so then I was, I was a man, and I came over to her and I wooed her.
Maybe 9 months older.
Bro, she's older than me by a month.
Oh, she just failed.
Well, no, I started school in California, so I started a year
Oh,
before her, and so that's why really. And then she said one year that when she was changing schools, they messed up and they put her in the same year again. So she had to do, I think it was like fourth grade twice. So there was that. But I always tell her I love cougars, and she's my cougar. But yeah, prom. I had a lot more fun with at prom with her. It was really nice.
Because you knew people there.
I knew people there, and yeah, no, it was just like
And
mostly just.
because it was her.
I ain't gonna lie, it was because of her. It was fun, but her friend at the time, and she would even say it too, was kind of like a prima donna, and she was kind of annoying. So like, it didn't make the rest of the night too fun. But I did have a lot of fun with her though that night, which was good. Um, but that was it in high school. That was it really. Prom was the big thing. Then graduation.
And graduation.
Graduation. I graduated in Texas. It was at a different school. It wasn't our school. We went to a different school to graduate in their auditorium, which was weird.
Pretty weird.
Um, my dad was late to my graduation.
Did you watch it though? Like he saw you walk across the stage.
No.
I get the whole walk across the, like just send me my diploma. I get it because the cap and gown, you get to take pictures and stuff. But you can do that, but like you can do that in like a hall or something. You can do that
Yeah.
somewhere else. But I guess it's the feeling, all your classmates being there and all that jazz.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
It was it's whatever. I didn't really to me it's a part of my life that I kind of was annoyed with because I resented my parents for making that decision
To go.
I'll sound a little selfish in here, but it was an important time. Yeah, it was an important time in my life that I thought, I should just stay here, finish out my school year, and then we can go. Like right on my senior year, like I'm still like, I should just let go of it. My life has turned out pretty good and things like that. So, but other than that, coming back to Utah, going with her, and then after that, I went to college here in Utah, and I kind of went into the psychology side, taking some psychology courses, taking general studies, and kind of trying to see where I can go in with graphic design because I was doing that in high school a lot. And then I figured out college wasn't it. Unless you wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor or something that's going to really put you in that path of long-term education, then go for it, go for your education. But college right now is too much of a scam. Like it's too expensive. And just to get a piece of paper that, is still not going to get you a good job. After that,
experience too.
Yeah, you need the experience. So I just decided to make my own business, selling stickers and things like that. Kind of made my entrepreneurship things. And I only went for college for a year. I enjoyed it. The little I was at a community college, not even a regular college.
I was gonna ask.
Not even at a university. So I never really experienced the college life, the dorms and things like that. People out there who are lucky enough to do it in America, congratulations to them. But, that's not a lot of Americans can live that life anymore. It's kind of like you really have to have enough money in order to live the college life.
Yeah, your parents set you up for that.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I didn't go to college. Like I mentioned before, I got accepted to all the colleges. I think except for one. I didn't get into Texas Tech, I think. I just didn't know how to read their acceptance letter or whatever. But 4 out of 5 is still good. I got
That's a
accepted.
good percentage.
And one of the colleges, I was ready to go to college because I was like, it was low key like my escape from the hood a little bit and from my mom. Like, but we were too broke to do that. But I did go to my orientation. UT. I went to the orientation at UT. UT Tyler, Texas. And I saw my friend from high school because we applied to the same college. And then I didn't know she was gonna go to the orientation, but I saw her there. I didn't have a phone or anything, so I didn't know like she was gonna be there. And I went like my pastor. He took me. He took me to my He drove 3 hours, 3.5 hours. He was chilling over at like wherever, but we got to stay on campus. It was a cool 2-day orientation.
Yeah.
Like icebreakers, we did games and stuff. And there was a pool party and stuff. And I saw my friend and we hung out the whole time. And her name is Cecilia. She's still a good friend of mine. And that was the coolest part. Like I was ready to go, and like they were like check your portals and stuff like that. And then it was like, and I was just making sure my financial aid was good. I was ready to go, but then it was like, you still owe this amount. And I was like, I don't have this amount. It
Yeah.
was like a 9.
And even what I think financial aid would not even cover enough, man.
Yeah.
It's
I was
crazy how
like,
much you have to be
couldn't
making.
afford. I gotta eat. I ain't got no car. Like
Hmm.
I was like, it just all hit me, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna,
And even if that, you have to have a clear direction of what you want.
yeah.
And it's like literally forcing you right after high school and like make a decision.
I feel like that scene in the B movie. Like you gotta choose. Like I felt that, and I
Mhm.
felt rushed. But I sort of wanted to go into some type of engineering. I knew at least that.
Hey, you never know. 'Cause that's one thing that I keep to myself is that you can never stop learning. You
Mhm.
have all these years ahead of you to keep learning, even if it's in a different, field or whatever, or if it's just on a certain topic, or if it's just learning about a certain study. The fact that we have this ability to keep learning and keep improving. I think that's one thing I want to do throughout my life is just to keep learning different things, languages, um, just reading more because there's a lot of things that we don't know and that they didn't teach us in school and they don't teach in school. And so, life teaches you. That's
Experience.
one thing.
I
Yeah.
was gonna add. I was gonna say experience teach you firsthand. That's
Hmm.
the best way to get knowledge and through your experience. And it sucks. Like most of it's through like trial and error.
Hmm.
Like you fail, you learn from your failure. You learn lessons through life naturally that way. And I feel like that's a good way to learn. But school
Hmm.
definitely teaches you other things besides just like life lessons,
Yeah.
like
Social, how to be in.
social things and stuff like that. Yeah, I
Yeah. I
agree.
mean, it's also a good way to, just experience a whole bunch of life as well. But, if you're in high school, man, it's not the end. I thought it was the end, after failing 3 times. But, life moves on and then teaches you that high school isn't the end. There's more to it. And it shows you who, real friends are. And you meet real friends out in the real world, and things like that. Met you, Patty. And so you're a good friend. But other than that, I think that's it for the school podcast, guys. We're not educators, we are liberators. Well, we like to talk about everything and anything here on this podcast. And if you do have anything or topics or questions to reach out to us, where can they reach out, Patrick?
You can go ahead and r- go on Twitter. Go to SSDD underscore podcast. That's SSDD underscore podcast. Or you can go to our Instagram, which is SSDD underscore pod. That's SSDD underscore pod.
Yeah, and thank you guys for listening in again. This one was kind of a long one today. So yeah, catch you guys on the next one.
Catch you on the flip side on a different day.
Yeah, boy.